I'm Karthikeya Singh, and this is PwC's Tax Insights in Brief. As expected, Treasury and the IRS on December 18, 2024 released guidance via Notice 2025-04, addressing the application of a simplified and streamlined approach for the pricing of controlled transactions that involve in-scope baseline marketing and distribution activities. The pricing mechanics and the in-scope transactions are as described in the OECD Inclusive Framework's Pillar 1 Amount B report that was released earlier this year. The notice also states Treasury's intent to issue proposed regulations at a later date. However, U.S. taxpayers can rely on the simplified and streamlined approach for U.S. tax reporting purposes before those proposed regulations are issued, and they can do so for tax years beginning on or after January 1, 2025. The notice includes some important details. The introduction of the simplified and streamlined approach provides U.S. taxpayers with a new method for determining transfer prices for specific controlled transactions, with the intent for this approach to be a simplification over existing methods. As things stand, the simplified and streamlined approach will be implemented as a taxpayer elective safe harbor, although Treasury intends to explore an alternative and mandatory version before publication of the proposed regulations. Taxpayers will need to make an election and will need to do so on a transaction-by-transaction basis and for each taxable year. The notice provides details on scoping, application of the pricing matrix, proposed procedures to make the election, and documentation requirements. Now, importantly, the IRS may challenge whether the transaction is in fact an in-scope transaction, whether an election to apply the simplified and streamlined approach has been properly made, and whether the income allocation has been properly calculated under the simplified and streamlined approach. So as far as next steps, it is important that businesses engaged in distribution activities that could fall within the scope of the simplified and streamlined approach evaluate the potential impact of this approach on their existing transfer pricing policies. Businesses should determine whether electing the approach would be advantageous, and if so, identify the necessary steps to qualify for its application. Taxpayers and organizations should also consider providing comments, which are due by March 7th. And finally, it is also critical for businesses to monitor developments in counterparty jurisdictions with respect to the adoption or non-adoption of the simplified and streamlined approach, especially since non-adoption in those jurisdictions may create complications and challenges for taxpayers looking to apply this approach for U.S. tax reporting purposes. For more details, do read the attached newsletter. Thanks for watching PwC's Tax Insights in Brief.